Good afternoon, friends. So it's November already. I haven't made a video yet because my phone hasn't been working. So here we are, it's working. And so what I wanted to show you what I was doing is simplicity. So I just feel like in my life, at least for me, I'm bombarded with millions of recipes to make one, recipe. So you have 15 billion ways to make banana bread, or 15 million ways you can do every single thing in our life. And at this point, I just feel it's so overwhelming. Back in the old days, they had one recipe for everything, and they just figured it out as they went. And those 2 weeks without my phone really working, I couldn't Google anything, I had no data. It really taught me that we use our phones for everything. And without my phone, I can just grab a book off the shelf and figure out some of the things I need, or just use my brain. It's crazy how we just become so accustomed to just grabbing our phone. Well, let me Google that and let me figure it out. It's just amazing. So I want to simplify everything in my life. I found this amazing book at the library. Little House Living, if you can see it, by Marissa Alenk, I'm sorry. And it is such an amazing book. So in it, there are recipes for everything. So you keep like a dry mix, like make ahead mixes, foot sprays, body butters, shaving creams, chest rubs, and they're all so simple. So what she does is she breaks it down into categories like, pets, body and beauty, household, make ahead mixes, and children and pets. So what I did is I went through and made the list of all the materials that she said that you should keep on stock. And so I put them in this little notebook that I carry with me. And inside this little notebook are all the things that she recommends that you keep on hand to make the things that she said. And it's not a lot of things. It's maybe 20 of the general household things. Now where it gets to where there's a lot is like the different spice mix if you don't have all those spices on hand already. So I made a little list. Let's see. In here. So I just wrote body and beauty recipes, and these are household essentials to keep in stock. So things like aloe vera gel, arrowroot powder, vitamin E oil, sugar, witch hazel, zinc oxide, bar soap, baking soda, beeswax, bentonite clay, coconut oil, cornstarch, Epsom salt, grapeseed oil, honey, lemon juice. So things that we already have on hand and some things we may need to grab. So each week or once a month, I'm going to pick up something that we don't have, to where I always have these things in stock, so that I can just, if we need to make a sugar scrub because my hands are really dry from gardening or from doing something outside in the cold, I can just grab the ingredients, quickly whip it up and make it. A last minute gift idea, you have things on hand that you can make. So I did that for the household stuff. I did it for the children and pets. And this one calls for some essential oils, and something different is plaster of Paris, vegetable glycerin, and then pantry basics. So I wrote down all of the spices to keep on hand and different random oils, salt, powdered milk. Now, since we can't have cow's milk, we will do powdered coconut milk, and it's actually cheaper for the organic coconut milk than it is for the organic cow's milk. So there's that. So then those are on my list. So I keep them in this little notebook that I'll take with me. Also in this notebook is tactical first aid kit, what it contains. So then if I'm ever out and I see a really great deal on medical supplies, I will pick up some of those, and then you can just check them off when you have them. We're saving up to get a big medical kit, so that will be in the near future, just to have on hand for us in case we need it. Another book that I read, The Prepper Pantry, which is another great book. So I wrote down all the pantry essential basics for that stuff. In that book, you work up towards each week picking up one of those things, and then the weeks leading up to that, you do, you follow her meal plans to eat cheaper but like kind of healthier. Okay, so household stockpiles, things that you want to keep on hand, such as soap, laundry products, shampoo, conditioner, band-aids, disposable razors, first aid supplies, which goes back to that first aid list, which breaks that down even further. Dish soap, feminine hygiene products, toilet paper, coconut oil peroxide, baby wipes, rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer, bleach for hygiene, you know, worst case scenario, white vinegar, cleaning supplies, garbage bags, those type of things, and the list goes on, you know, for your pet, flea and tick stuff. Okay, so also in my notebook is the Dirty Dozen Clean 15. So we can't afford to buy 100% organic. So we grow what we can, and we do the best the other ways possible. So we buy the Dirty Dozen always in organic if we can find it, which normally we can. The Clean 15, now the exception to that is the sweet corn is on the Clean 15. We will try and buy organic corn, but it's very rare that you can find it locally. So we'll buy at least non-GMO corn. We don't really buy papayas, and there's something else that we always buy organic. I can't remember. What, baby?
Was it beans?
It was beans. Beans. So yes, we always buy organic, and the reason why I buy organic beans is because I grow beans myself, and for me here at least, they're a heavy pest crop. So yes, I just try and buy organic bulk dry beans. And I'm also working on simplicity again, remember? So I asked our family our favorite meals. So I'm trying to get 10 meals, maybe like 14 meals that we eat a lot, to get them in rotation, to always have things in stock for those, and to rotate through that. So breakfast for dinner, split pea soup is a really, really cheap, healthy meal. Spaghetti, chicken with veggies, so kind of like a stir fry, veggies, and then like a whole chicken or chicken pieces, some type of Mexican, whether it be rice and beans or soup and tacos or burritos or enchiladas or something. Chinese stir fry with cabbage, so we'll do like a cabbage base with vegetables, coconut aminos, sliced carrots, scrambled eggs, or a meat. Sushi bowls, we do, I have another video on my channel about the sushi bowls. They're amazing. So we do like a rice base, and then we add usually fish, lots of veggies, cucumbers. We make a vinegar, sugar, and water sauce that you pour over the rice, and then you do a mayonnaise and hot sauce, sausage you drizzle on top, and you can change veggie, meat, whatever you want for that one. So we have 7 right now. We're trying to figure out a couple more. So that's in my notebook. And then when I also go shopping, I've been working on you can see it, a bulk list. So things that I don't buy that often, but I buy bigger quantities. I made a list of the things that we're buying. So how I did it is, the first column, I did the store and the price. So I wrote really small, for example, Amazon. We get a 55-pound tub of borax for $79.99, and this was the cheapest if you break it down, dividing the price by the size. The other ones were more expensive. So I purchased that on June 5th of this year. So I wrote down how many pounds, the price, the store, when I purchased it, and then when I ran out. So then that way I know about how long it lasts me, and then as the years go on, you can determine, well, this 55 pounds lasted me 2 years or a whole year. Because if you have something that is a big expense and it's an often expense, you would kind of want to plan for that into your budget. So then we have things like the azomite, which we'll use as a mineral for our animals, oyster shell, grit, kelp, baking soda. We buy bulk from our local feed store. We actually use that baking soda too. Lime, magnesium, vitamin C, cod liver oil with high butter oil, brown rice, coconut oil, Castile soap, our chick starter, pig feed, those are both soy-free, alfalfa pellets, non-GMO oats, black oil sunflower seeds, broccoli, sprouting seeds. So those are things we purchase not that often, as those big things. But then for the feed, we do purchase every 2 weeks. That's just how it works better for us. And so I go between all the stores that we purchase it from, and I'll do a little Googling, a little research to figure out who has it the best price, and what works out best, for when we can purchase it and where we purchase it from as far as shipping and stuff. And then I make a list of our regular purchases. So if I'm ever out at a different store, or if I'm at Aldi, and I find something, or Sharp Shopper, and say I find goat cheese there for 50 cents a pack, well, I can go back to my regular list, because Aldi doesn't have a regular way to check their prices like online. Like, you can't go to the Walmart app and put in your grocery list and check prices that way, like you can at Aldi. So the little goat cheese logs there are $1.99. So if I go to Sharp Shopper and I see them for 50 cents a log, or somewhere else, I know that that's an amazing deal, because I usually pay more at Aldi. And Sharp Shopper usually doesn't have that goat cheese. So I write down all the things we normally buy, even some of the things that we buy regularly, to pick up a couple odd and end things like toilet paper. I'll check their clearance aisle, because you can get brand name Band-Aids in there for $1 a box for 30 Band-Aids, which is amazing. So I keep this with me. I know all my prices, the stores that I need to get it at. And then each week in my planner, I do my grocery list. So that simplifies, and I'll show you my grocery in my planner. So I'm going to change it. My grocery, I currently do in the notes section. So I just write my groceries. There's like tiny little light gray lines right here. So I do all my groceries and things I need to buy here. Then we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The next page is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is our school section. So I write down the subjects that she's doing with a little box, and I check it off. This is a bill section. So I'll write, say on this Wednesday, it's our cell phone bill. I'll write our cell phone and then the price. And then this is places or appointments that we need to be that are important, so that they're kind of at the top of the day. Like this is our Frankfurt order pickup. And then this section I will use for anything business wise, like if I need to, package up eggs for a customer or something, I'll put it here so that I don't forget. This is a self-development section. So if I really want to focus on anything like reading the Bible, if I just have been slacking on that in life, I'll write that. Things I really want to focus on, me doing a podcast, learning a new skill, an online class or something that I'm taking. And then this down here is my to-do list. Everything I need to do for that day. So that's how that is. So I write my groceries out. I take my notebook with me that has all my prices and all of that stuff. And so that's how we do our grocery shopping. And then lately, I've been following the Mashup Mom Aldi meal plans. So we'll do that sometimes. We kind of go on and off of that bandwagon. So that simplifies mealtime. That simplifies saving us money each week and yearly on our groceries and items that we buy in bulk. Buying in bulk also most of the time saves you money. I've been working on making some of the things out of this Little House Living book, as far as the pre-made like bread mixes, the cornbread mix, the quick bread mix, which I've made a couple batches of banana bread from that, and that's super handy to have on. And it's so simple. You mix it all up, put it in a jar, put it on your shelf. When you want to make banana bread or whatever type of add-in bread, you just follow her recipe, add in the wet ingredients, which it takes 5 minutes, mix it all up, preheat your oven, and throw it in. So that saves a little bit of time. And I also have a book that I've made, and I put a little label on it with our house projects that we can just check off once we finish that, our budget, and then our monthly budget. So our big budget is big projects we have to finish around the house with details and prices and those type of things. And our monthly budget will write out the month and what category we have for each bill. And so I've tried a couple apps and I can't get them to work for me. So let's just say for fuel for this month, we allow $160. So then each time we get gas, I'll write the date. So November 1st, and then how much we spent, which would be $30 for our diesel. And then I'll just subtract that from the 160. And so then you can see as the weeks go on throughout the whole month, how much you have left, so you know how to really, cut back on your driving or whatever it may be. And then you can kind of look at this list and determine where you can cut back. And if you spend less for pets, you can add that. I'll add that back to our groceries. And so that's how we do our budget. So that's simplifying our budget, our groceries. That helps me keep track of paying all the bills and making sure we're not spending too much on food or eating out too much. And we don't have a bunch of miscellaneous spending. And it helps us be resourceful as far as all of our scraps and our extra pumpkins and squash that may go bad. We use that for animal feed instead of giving them grain for that day if we have a big bucket. We keep that in the house. And so all of our scraps, every single scrap goes in that no matter what it is. And we feed that to the pigs and sometimes to the chickens. So that helps us keep, stay on track for that stuff. So my planner, and then I'm working on adding pages back to my planner as far as gardening expenses. And then each animal will have a livestock health care record. I need to update that stuff, so we're working on that. That keeps everything simplified, so you know when you bought your animals, where you got them from, when they're breeding, if you had any issues with breeding, if you're vaccinating, deworming schedule, all of those things, breeding schedules, our dairy goat production. She's not producing any milk right now, so she's done for that. Our butchering records, we're about to butcher our chicken, so that will get filled out with how much meat we put in our freezer. This will be our second chicken butchering for the year, and we'll be finished. Our food preservation worksheet and our freezer inventory. We just cleaned out our freezers yesterday, so that simplified that. And I found some frozen soups and stuff that we heated up for lunch. That about finished up that, so I need to get some soups and stuff pre-made. I have a seed inventory, which is really handy, and then my just everyday planner sheets that I showed you. So I hope this helps a little bit. If you have any questions, I can help you figure things out. I'm not a professional. I'm just sharing what works for us. I just feel so much stress every day with everything, between managing the house and the bills and the animals and the feed and the groceries and the kids and homeschool and just life in general. So this is my first intentional simplifying of our life, and I hope it helps you. If you want me to send you my simple little planner sheets, I would happily do so. Just message me. And yes, because they're nothing fancy at all. So yeah, so what I would suggest you do is get yourself a little notebook from the Dollar Tree, and everything that you buy, make a list of everything you buy. Do it for 2 weeks, maybe a month. Write down everything you buy. Then start comparing prices. So if you shop at Walmart and then you want to compare prices at Sharp Shopper, do that. You can look up the stuff on Walmart app, or if you've already written down all the prices for that, pull out old receipts, figure up the prices, write down the cheapest. For bulk, we use Frankfurt Farm Foods out of Pennsylvania, and they do a drop in Virginia to us with a $375 minimum. So we get a bunch of people together and we do a big order, and everybody gets what they need. So you're not obligated to spend $375 unless you need to. So write down all of your stuff in a little notebook, carry it with you, write a list of all the things you need to stockpile that you need for your house, medical supplies, food, pet stuff, whatever it may be. Make a list of all of it. Pick up that Little House Living book because it's amazing. I love it. I wish I could have said I wrote that book, but she took care of all of it, and it's all frugal, amazing. So I'm taking a bunch of tips from that, applying it to our life, what works for us, and making some of those pre-made mixes. I'm going to have most of the stuff on hand so we can make beauty supplies, household supplies. So yeah, and then if I don't need as much bulk things like 25 pounds of beans or whatever, I will order through Vitacost, and you can get smaller bulk, like 1 pound or normal size spice bottles. So I'll order those things, and then the rest of the organic smaller single items that I need from Vitacost to complete this stuff. And then the meal plan, look up Mashup Mom, and she makes meal plans for Aldi, and then I just usually double those to feed our family, and plus we'll have leftovers for lunch, order some with my husband to work. And if you're a larger family, you can check out Large Family Table. My friend Jay Morrell, and she has large family plans, which will also be good for smaller families too, because you can divide it into more containers and have more meals to put in the freezer, and have one smaller one for your family that night, and then make the rest for your freezer. So there's that for meals. And work on your budget this day. These times are hard, and so I just want to make sure we're intentional with every dollar that comes in and goes out. We have a lot of renovations going on. Jobs are uncertain right now, so we just need to make sure we're sticking to our budget, and we're trying really hard to do that. So all of these things I've tried to plan out, and I hope something will help you. I hope this sparked something in you to rework your budget, to pick up a book and read it, to look ahead and see all the good sales that you can find, especially this holiday season. You can stock up on some baking and bulk things. So get it while you can. Check out Frankfurt Farms, check out Vitacost, check out my friend Jay Morrell and Mashup Mom, and let me know what you think. So hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and let me know what you think, if any of these things will work for your family. Have a great day.